Hello, welcome to Two Sides of the Pond. I almost said it wrong then. It was at the tip of my tongue. Almost said it wrong. My name's
Good
Matthew. I'm
save.
here with Dwayne. I
Hey.
But after you've done like 6, 7, or 8 of these, in the past 4 hours, it's you know what I mean. We've been doing this for a while now. It's
You
4
think
hours
you'd know
into
the
a
name
recording
of what we're
session.
doing now by now.
It's because it comes so just sort of like flowing that you just end up saying whatever stuff. But again, it's not scripted. This isn't scripted. None of this is scripted. But this
No.
is story time. Trying something new. Story time Saturdays. Or not if you aren't watching this on a Saturday. But this is coming out on a Saturday. We're having a look at what is it? Valentine's related.
It's a relationship related one. So I believe that it's on how I caught my ex sleeping with my best friend. Have you ever cheated? Have to ask.
No, I never have. I
No?
never have. I never would. I've been cheated on a lot. I know what it feels like. I would never do that to someone. It is a horrendous thing. If you're not into someone, then just tell them. It hurts far less to be told, I just don't want to do this anymore, than it does to be led on and lied to then find out they've been, spreading their legs for somebody else. It's nasty.
So a stiff prick knows no conscience. That's something I've always thought in my head. So, and a man is only as faithful as his options. And let's see how this one goes with that.
Yes, but before we watch it, check out our podcast, which is every single week. We talk about loads of random things. We also have other reaction videos and all sorts of fun stuff on our YouTube. So check that out and subscribe to us as well. It helps us out. It's free. And also check out our Patreon. We have lots of behind the scenes content too. And that stuff is really juicy. It's really juicy stuff. So yeah, let's have a look at this and see what the hell's going on. And then we can debate about it.
Yeah.
Story time on how I caught my ex sleeping with my best friend on our anniversary.
She sounds boring straight away.
I was at work, he was at home like always, and I decided to take off early and go get a few things for him and surprise him. Spent way too much money on the dude. Got into the apartment, put some stuff down in the kitchen, and I realized that the TV was blaring from the master bedroom. I immediately thought that was odd, but I was trying to just take it with a grain of salt and not overreact or assume anything because it's our anniversary. Like, he's low, but that would be really low. Just kind of thought it was weird. I walked back there and go to open the door, and the door was locked. So I immediately knew something was going on. I put my ear against the door, and I was trying to register if what I was hearing was actually happening because he literally made me feel crazy all the time. But it was indeed happening. So I picked the lock with a bobby pin, and I opened the door. And they're just so in the moment, the TV's so loud that they don't even see me in there. They also both had their backs faced to me, and I could only see the back of their heads, if you know what I mean. So I immediately went to the master bathroom, which is right next to the bedroom entryway door. And I remember just staring at myself in the mirror trying to figure out how I was about to handle this. I grabbed like the toothbrush holder, like the little glass holders, and I remember squeezing it so hard I thought I was going to break it. I went in there and I did what I had to do with that object. At that point, she's frantically getting dressed and I see her face and I had to literally look twice. It happened to have been my best friend, a girl that was up in my house all the time, a girl that I trusted around him, a girl that I really just did not think anything was going to happen with her. It was completely over my head. Told her she had a few seconds to get up out of my house. She scurried out half naked. He was holding his head, he was bleeding a little bit. That was the first time and the only time I ever, actually tried anything. But I learned my lesson real quick to never, ever defend myself to him or put my hands on him. He immediately grabbed me by the throat and we just went at it. At that point, a lot of adrenaline was through my body, so I was still kind of mouthing him, and, he knew he was in some stuff. He was comparing my body to hers, and mainly was just upset that I should have been at work.
That took a turn.
After a while of going back and forth with the crazy nonsense that he was throwing at me, I was able to literally sprint out the door, down the steps, and into the parking lot, made it to my car. He was banging on my window while I was driving away. I went across town to my friend's house, and he showed up later that night. Don't know how he knew I was there. I was done, like I was leaving. And he forced me back over there. And that's when things really just started going wild. That's when it became really hard to leave. And any time that I tried to leave, he always seemed to find me, even if it was a couple days later, a week later, a couple hours later. He always found me and always forced me back. A lot of the time I didn't have access to my phone, so it was kind of impossible to text people. He was also always taking my phone. If he thought that I was planning to leave, he would do things to make sure that I physically couldn't go anywhere. And I eventually got out of it after whipping up a plan that took a little while. And, you know, I had a lot of comments saying, like, oh my gosh, she didn't leave, it's her fault. You know, I should have taken the very small flags and left with that, but I didn't. But when it comes to, like, DV, you know, when it's time to leave, it's not very easy by any means. And I'm not talking about mentally or emotionally, it's just not easy physically. But it's been 3 years. I'm in a healthy relationship. I'm super happy. Does it affect
She doesn't
me?
look
Absolutely.
happy.
Do I regret it? No.
No.
I
Not at all.
matured from that experience. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned what I don't deserve.
Looks like she's on a lot of meds. Okay. So, do you believe this story?
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird that, I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but if this person was interested in, fucking other girls, especially her best friend, it sounds odd that he would then go through that much effort to keep her there. Why? Because you're clearly not all that interested anyway. So why are you sort of like locking her up almost and preventing her from escaping?
So there were a couple of red flags with her story. Now, I have not seen this before right now. I saw, admittedly, the first 15, 20 seconds of this video before I suggested it to you. I was like, oh, it's only 3.5 minutes long. She got cheated on by her boyfriend, by her ex-friend, her ex-best friend, on their anniversary. I thought it took a turn. It took a turn at a certain point that I was like, oh shit, are we really talking about that? She picked the door lock with a bobby pin. Could you do that? Because I sure as fuck can't.
I couldn't do that.
That's some James Bond shit right there. Like, I don't know how real that is.
I used to be able to break into my parents' house by putting my hand through the letterbox and then being able to pull the handle. My wrist was thin enough, not so much these days because I've grown, but back when I was a teenager, it was skinny enough to get in, lift it up, and then pull the handle. So I could always break into the house if I forgot my key.
I used to be able to do that with a credit card. I've unlocked doors with credit cards.
Okay.
But a bobby pin, that is so...
Yeah, it sounds a bit far-fetched, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then, why is she sharing this story? Is this like a PSA? I mean, and I don't know. I'm not feeling that this is true. Not to piss on someone's story if it is. If it is true. But can we scroll down and see comments? Because I'm really curious to see, because this got a lot of views. I'm curious to see if they believe her or not. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to endure this.
You're so calm. I would have been the one to run to Mexico.
Mexico. I'd be in jail. I should have been. She replied to that. So what did she do?
Yeah.
What? I missed what happened to. He had blood on his head. Like what? Did she,
yes, because which kind of she was like, she took the toothbrush holder in her hand,
right,
and she was holding it so hard thought she was going to break, and then she did what she had to do, and it wasn't until she talked about the blood on his head.
I guess she smashed him around the face of it. Then
she must have. Yeah.
So it's like not two wrongs don't make a right. But if you're gonna go and smash someone's face in with because like okay, cheating's bad, but it doesn't deserve to have your face smashed in with some glass. So if he then retaliated doing what he did, it's like you're kind of as bad as each other at this point, So and again, if she's the sort of person to do that, then no one's really wants to be around that. Fuck that shit.
It sounds like they're both toxic in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. They are. And then if they are, they deserve each other. As rough as it sounds, they deserve each other. And I've known people like that. I've had very close friends who had a very toxic partner, and they were equally as toxic. They'd always moan about what the other person's doing, but when you actually take a step back and look at it, they're just as fucking toxic.
Yeah.
They have the same narcissistic tendencies as their partner. It's like, well, at least with the two of you together, neither of you are ruining anybody else's life. It's just each other. So fucking crack on with it. No one gives a shit. It's just a you problem.
It's very magnetic personality.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But it's never stooped to their level. Too late. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of people seem supportive though.
Yeah, good. What is King about?
God knows.
Oh, that's bad. Go back up a little.
Where?
All right, right up there. Talk Fan
King.
12, King, which means, in my opinion, he is supporting the guy, saying like, "Yo, bro, that was so cool of you." What's the replies say? There are 2 replies. Now I'm curious.
And that's why you have nobody. I can't see the other one. But yeah, I always find it funny when people say that. That's why you have nobody. As if you know. You don't know shit. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
know.
she's being supportive
She
if
looks
this
sad.
is true. Oh, the whole... it looks like she's like drugged up.
If she does, yeah.
And the
Or
fact that it happened
though.
on her anniversary, like, I don't know if I buy that part of it. It just seems a little too far-fetched between the bobby pin and the anniversary piece. I don't know. And with her best friend. It sounded like such a cliche, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's
so
like,
if it
things
is,
like this, though, look, like, men are sick and stuff. It's like, yeah, but so women. You know better. You know, everyone, regardless of the gender, regardless of anything else, people are shit, and people do shit things. You cannot categorize it at all.
Yeah.
It really is black and white. You're right. You're either a shit person or you're not. Whether you got a hole or a pole does not make a difference, right? Women can be just as nasty and evil as men. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? I've never seen you laugh so much in my life. What's happened to you?
Oh my God.
What?
That was good. That was good.
What?
Oh, we got to use that somewhere. We have to.
What?
Whether you got a hole or a pole.
That's true. It really is as simple as that. You take all this bullshit from the modern era. You've either got a hole or a pole, and that's all it is. It's all it comes down
man.
to. It's nature.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So, what is her name? Let's just.
Her name is Victoria.
Victoria. I am so sorry that has happened to you, and that you have learned your lesson and you have moved on. Or not even learned your lesson, but was able to get out of that situation. Men are pigs. I speak from firsthand. And if you are trolling us by this, go fuck yourself, bitch. There we go. That's how I'm ending this.
That wraps it up. It'd be amazing if she comments a load of more bollocks. It'd be great. It'd be absolutely great. But yeah, hole or a pole, it all comes down to that. Whatever you have to say. But
so if you have a hole or a pole, let us know down below.
Yeah, and if you're confused, then seek mental help. It is out there. But yes, check out our podcast. We release every single week, and we have more of this sort of chit chat on there. And check out our other reaction videos, and also our Patreon, where we have behind the scenes content, which is just as spicy as this, if not more so. But yes, until the next story time Saturday. By the way, good night.
Bye, Matthew. Bye, guys.
Woo!